Well, the latest from Jammu and Kashmir. 2 weeks after the revocation of Article 370, restrictions in the valley are being slowly lifted and life seems to be returning to normalcy. To facilitate this process, the government has now arranged for public outreach programs. Today, scores of public delegations and individuals met with Farooq Khan, who is the advisor to the J&K government, Governor Satyapal Malik. The aim of the outreach program was for the people to put forth their grievances to public officials. Officials say that the demands made by each of the public delegations were given due consideration and spot directions were issued to address them. Authorities in Jammu and Kashmir are now planning to hold more such programs in order to reach out to the people.
मेरे को बहुत मुश्किलात था, बीवी बीमार है, उसको हो गया 20 साल। घर में एक लड़की को विधवा हो गया, सो भी बेचारी उधरी। खुद मैं बेकार हूँ, 85 साल का उम्र है इस वक्त। सिर्फ आसरा 2000 का। वो नौकरी करता था प्राइवेट जनाब, उधर से रिटायर कर दिया। मैंने बोला अब वसत नहीं, फिर उन्होंने रखा 2000 तनख्वाह। ये महीने के बाद 4000 काट लिया, 6000 लेता था।
तो जो मुश्किलात थी एडवाइजर ने सुना वो आपकी? हाँ,
जो बोला जरूर हम मदद करेगा आपको, आपका दरखास्त सही है।
तो आप जो सरकार ने ये पहल शुरू की है शिकायतें दर्ज करनी, तो आप इससे खुश हैं?
हाँ, हम खुश हैं। किसी न किसी को काम निकलेगा जनाब, ये जरूरी है। अच्छा, जिसने अच्छा बात मेरे साथ किया, फर्स्ट क्लास वचन दिया, कोई बात नहीं, मैं आपको मदद करूँगा।
Earlier on Tuesday, the J&K administration said that normal functioning of large parts of the region was reported on Tuesday, with 12 out of 22 districts functioning normally. Meanwhile, schools in the valley are slowly seeing an increase in attendance 2 days after primary schools opened up. Middle schools too have resumed classes. Well, the protests in Hong Kong have been going on now for 12 weeks. Now, secondary school students have also gathered at several places. They are holding a rally demanding for reforms amid the political turmoil in the city.
I think different Hong Kong people have different situation. Some may think stand out and fight to the government is a good way, and some may think be peaceful is a good way. I think they're all okay, and I support all of them.
Yesterday, thousands of protesters held a sit-in at a subway station that was attacked last month by a mob. The rally marked the 1-month anniversary of the attack. On July 21st, more than 100 white-shirted men had stormed the WION long station hours after protesters marched through central Hong Kong. The mob used pipes and clubs to attack protesters, passers-by and journalists. About 45 people were wounded in the violence. Now, protesters have expressed anger that nobody has been prosecuted for the violence yet. The protesters eventually clashed with the police. They sprayed fire extinguishers. Some spilled oil on the floors to stop the police from approaching them. Some demonstrators blocked station exits and also sealed roads outside the station. They also aimed green laser beams at the lines of shield-bearing officers. Meanwhile, a small group of protesters sat inside the station quietly. The unrest in Hong Kong, which began as a protest against an extradition bill, has now morphed into one of the biggest crises for the Chinese president since he took power. What are the main demands of the protesters? The demands were originally released in July, a day after a small group of protesters stormed the Hong Kong legislature. Demands include a full withdrawal of the proposed bill that would allow Hong Kong people to be extradited to mainland China, a retraction of charges against anti-extradition protesters, a retraction of any characterization of the movement as a riot, an independent committee to investigate the Hong Kong police use of force, universal suffrage in elections for the city's chief executive officer and legislature by 2020.